favorite season. So if you're looking for some merch, check your girl. Support the She Gets It podcast by getting you some merch. You know what I'm saying? You get some merch, you support, you get a little something out of it. You become a representative, an affiliate for She Gets It podcast. And I have sweatshirts on there, hoodies, t-shirts, whatever you need is on the She Gets It shop. Shop with Teespring. I'll go ahead and put the link up. Let's get back to the show. So
and there's I know you don't believe in the Bible, and neither do I. But there's some things that are true in there, but it's hard to interpret unless you a nigga like me teaches it.
Yeah. That's why I wouldn't say I don't believe in the Bible, but I don't take it as.
No, is that you're not? That's the thing.
Yeah, I don't take it as everything.
Yeah, and that's good, and you shouldn't, because in reality, people are not supposed to be reading this book. You're supposed to be taught the book by the priest. But that's a conversation for another day. That's a problem and a topic for another day. But yeah, people should not be reading the Bible. You should be taught the Bible. So allow me to teach you something. So you know how you were saying that the more you have, the more it seems like things are just not right. But to a child, more to him feels right.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, so then a lot of people, they right now they want to have more, bigger house. How many TVs can I get in the house?
Mm-hmm.
How much food can I stuff in the refrigerator? That it's all greed. We're not really supposed to be stuffing food in the fridge. We're supposed to be hunting every day. That's really supposed to be our job every day. That's it. Hunt for our food. Hunt for our daily bread. So in the Bible, Jesus tells niggas, if you want to follow me, drop everything you own. If you want to follow me. Now, remember, I don't believe in a literal Christ. I believe it's more spiritual and esoterical. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's talking about the Christ consciousness. He's saying whoever can drop everything that he owns can't follow me. But remember, Christ is not a literal person, so he's really talking about like a spirit. Mm-hmm. It's a Christ consciousness. It's your higher self. Meaning you can't find yourself unless you stop worrying about all your possessions and all that stuff or wanting more. Mm. That's the real meaning to it. A lot of people be like, yo, why would I leave all my richness to follow you, Christ? You get me? So it's not really because there's no real Christ, but it's really talking about your own Christ consciousness. You can't follow your Christ consciousness or obtain it if you want more, you want a house, you want this car, you want more girlfriends, you want jewelry, you want Xbox, PlayStation, you want it all in your house. Mm-hmm. So, the less you have, the better you are. Because at the end of the day, nothing here belongs to you. Nothing. And when you die, you will learn that nothing here belongs to you.
Right. Not even my children.
I didn't want to tell you that, but
that's true. My children don't belong to me; they're pieces of me.
Yes, every time I tell people this, oh man, it's World War III. I always tell people that not even your children belong to you.
Yeah, like I've never seen somebody die and be like, "Give me Jaja." That's not happening. That's not happening.
It's not. It's.
So to me, like richness and wealth is just like I didn't keep all my goodness to myself. I spread it out on the people that deserve it. I can't keep all my teachings to myself. I have to pour it into my kids so they can pass it on. I'm always going to lose something. I've always had a lot of money and then didn't have a lot of money. Had a lot of money and then didn't have a lot of money. And the only time that would ever remain consistent is when I go ahead and I stop living in a mind frame of losing. Because when you're always worried about you're going to lose something, you overbuy, you overthink, you overcompensate, you overgive, and you just do things in abundance at the wrong time that you really don't need. And then when
and
you
you end
are
up
really
losing
in
it.
need, what do you do when you're really in need? You start looking at what you have that you really don't need, and you start seeing like
Mm,
what you could get away with. Wait, what can I give away and make something off of
hmm
that will probably help somebody else that I don't need right now, but I could use something else in trade. So what makes you wealthy in life is not things. So
Exactly. and 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 wealth is, I'm rich. A lot of people don't understand when I say that.
mhm,
Like, I'm very rich. Like, and rich really means to have a lot of something. It never says money.
right.
And but of course, this world puts all the good things toward the bad things. But I'm rich, and I have a lot. And everybody that knows me or probably is better off financially, better off me, when they're around me, they know and they can feel it, and they act accordingly. They know that I'm rich in certain ways, and they know at some point some shit's gonna pop off where
Mhm,
where financially ain't even gonna be a problem no more.
right.
And so your blessings, they're not visible. You know, your blessings are not visible, can't be
Can't
seen.
be.
So that's why we try to get as many things as possible to make it seem like we're blessed. So and like you said, whenever you try to hold on to things, that's when you lose it.
Yeah.
And that also goes on with your life. Like, whenever you try to hold on to your life and you don't want to speak out and things because you want to hold on to your life, that's when you lose your spirit and you lose it.
Your life, people, um, anybody
Everything.
that anybody that you need, that you deem as you're supposed to be with, you don't ever have to worry about holding on to them or making sure they stay where they're supposed to stay because that brings you comfort. You just let them be their truest self.
Facts. That's fire right there.
That's why when people be like, "Ain't nobody about to come talk to my man, and ain't nobody about to get my girl." Can't nobody get your girl or your man unless they wanted to go, unless they wanted to
Exactly.
do this thing. I've never held on to somebody and claimed them as mine.
hmm
That's playing.
Exactly. So nobody took your girl. Nobody took your man.
Never clean your car.
What?
Never clean your car.
Because y'all always messing my car up. Y'all got sand in my car today from the park.
What's her name?
Aria.
Aria.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. How old is she?
3.
Nice.
She thinks she's smarter than me, where she keeps coming out here. So she needs to go to
Oh, that you know what that means, though, right? That she is gonna be smarter than you, and she's declaring it already. I used to do the same thing to my mom, and she used to whip my ass for it. But yeah, good people and bad people. If you're a good person out there, let it be known. Don't hide it. Don't wear it on your neck. Wear it as a hat. Let
That's,
it be known.
and
The
a
reason
lot of times, good people, you don't have to say anything. People just know. People don't, and people know when they're not good people, and they'll give you a look. They'll give you a face. They'll avoid you. Like it just exudes. It comes out of your pores. It's just who you are. Some people, every second of the day, they're thinking about a lie to get out of something just in case something happens. That's you attracting bad energy. If somebody tells me I got to do this, I'm gonna just tell them that I got such and such going on. Why not just tell them the truth? I don't want to do that.
hmm,
Like you have to be mindful of how you think if that's attracting bad energy.
yes. and you're always attracting bad energy. Know that. You might not realize it at the moment, but you're gonna realize it a few months later or a year later. You're gonna think back and be like, "Wow, what the hell?"
It's like lint.
So, so trust your intuition
Yeah.
and just isolate yourself from certain things or from certain things that seem normal or regular,
Hmm.
because they're really not normal or regular. You know, it's normal to think that Christopher Columbus is a good guy. That's regular. You know, but you know, lately in the last 20 years, now that the books are coming out, people know more better now.
And you see the amount of people that know more that don't want to accept. That's a whole
Right.
other way. That's a whole nother beast. People that know truth that don't want to accept it.
Yeah, that's a whole nother topic.
Oh,
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. It's wild out here. It's a wild west out here.
it is.
And
But
now let me shift into another thing real quick.
mhm.
Do you believe that is in one way or another you can know who's a good person by the way they have sex?
Yes,
Yeah, that's another
but
thing.
that's like a connecting, passing of the most energy.
Yep, yep. And I've learned this because because I'm the way I am, whatever. So girls come in a certain way. They know they have to come a certain way to
Mm-hmm.
get my attention. But then in the sheets, they show off a whole different side. Now, I don't mind it. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? I don't mind the other side either. But that's something that I would like to know from the get go. So there's 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 girls that I didn't you don't well I can't talk about guys, but I'm sure it's the same way. Damn, everybody riding motorcycles outside. So yeah, you don't. Sometimes a lot of people hide what kind of person they are, and you won't know until you have sex with them.
Yeah, or um, space. You give a person space, they're gonna show you.
Who they
If they
are.
can
Yep.
keep up with everything that they said or they did, or that communication a lot of times be completely off. And I've personally ended relationships because communication is not there. The connection is not there. You know, I'm being super
There's
open and you're blocked off, and I can't connect with you that like that. I definitely can't have sex with you like that. So
mm-mm.
this is not gonna work. And it's never because like they're a horrible person or they did something ill. It's just like you're not ready, and it's okay to not be ready for the person you claim you want. But you can't cover that up and be like, you did X, Y, and Z. You not this, and I'm just like, okay, all right, but this is just not about to happen. And I don't know. A lot of people find comfort in having a body there, and a lot of people find comfort in having somebody that's supposed to be there. And I'm just one of those people where I'm only comfortable with people that I feel are supposed to be there with me.
In a good way.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I like to be alone. Like if I'm gonna be around, if I could be good on my own, I'm gonna be good on my own.
yeah.
Cause
That's not a
I don't
bad
need
thing.
yeah I don't need niggas switching up and shit.
Like I know when I'm annoying. I know when I'm just like getting on my own nerves. I don't need somebody else to be here to tell me that. Like I know when that's happening. But it takes a strong, connected individual within themselves to be like, she doesn't want to be around anybody right now. Let me go ahead and give her space and come back and not feel like I did something wrong or she's mad at me or make it about you. Not everybody is like that, and that's why I'm just like, you know what? Maybe it's just my time. Maybe this is just my time to be with myself. And
With yourself, yes.
I used to be irritated by it, but I'm not mad at it
Yeah, it's because that's the thing, because you look around at the world and everybody's hooking up. And I know what you feel because I've done it too, and that
anymore.
I've done it voluntarily. You know, I'm like, I'm not gonna mess around no more because
Yeah.
I'm good, my nigga. I just wanna learn. And at the end of the day, um, we believe that we need to be with somebody because we feel like this is our only time in the physical sense.
Hmm.
But let me tell you that this is not the only time, and this is not the first time that you came in the physical sense. It's going to happen again.
Mm.
So a lot of people, we try to do as much as we can before we die because supposedly it's our last time. But that's how you play yourself when you think this is the only time. That's when that's how you play yourself, and that's what they want you to believe.
Yeah.
That way you do as much crazy shit as possible, and now you played yourself. You did crazy sinful shit.
Yeah. You probably went sooner than you needed to go. But I don't know. It's a wealth like thinking when you have the power to discipline yourself and choose the people around you and not have them choose for you. And then that's how you keep good people around you. And that's just like what I'm doing. Like I have no problem uh ending things that once felt great, if that makes sense.
It felt great, but was it great or was it good?
Maybe it was good at that time of thinking.
Yeah, that mindset.
Yeah. But now, if that changed, it doesn't work. It doesn't work anymore. Hmm. No, it's a growth thing. But this was interesting. This was good.
Hold on, my phone started bugging out, so I had to mute myself for a second.
Hmm. Apple just tried to force me to.
So it starts with our children. You know, you gotta teach the children. You can't let your teachers in school just teach them. You gotta. A lot of times, we just feed our children. We gotta teach them.
Hmm.
That's where it starts because our children they're getting bombarded all over the place. And remember what I told you, what seems good ain't good. So when you
Hmm.
watch these little Disney movies, they seem good from
My
far
kids don't
away.
even like
But
that stuff. So
but
happy.
when you study the real mystery and the knowledge behind those movies, you know it's some demonic ass stuff going on.
Oh yeah.
But you won't notice it because again, it seems good. Everything that's bad in the world seems good.
That's why I'm always like interested in like
So
why do they like this? What about this is fun for them? What are they getting out of this? I'm always looking at that.
it says this is a country of many people immigrating in here.
Hmm.
The parents are even more ignorant than the American black parents of this country. So when
Yeah.
our parents come here, they don't know no damn Disney Channel. They don't know no Nickelodeon. They don't even know what's happening. They don't even know the language. So they
Hmm.
let their kids watch that stuff, and they don't even supervise or nothing.
Yeah.
And what happens is that that means that the immigrants are actually more ignorant than the people of this land.
Mm.
And then when you put these people to I'm considered an immigrant in this country too.
Hmm.
When you put these people amongst everybody else, and it just causes everybody to go crazy.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
you always in any culture you always have a better benefit if you have your own language. Or you
Yeah.
control people with the language, and the language of the US is very criminal, very sexualized, and very um profit purpose. And if you don't understand it, I would rather you not even expose your kids to that.
Mm-mm.
But again, it all goes back to like how you parent.
Yeah, and who's doing the parenting? Because our children, they spend what, 8 hours a day in school.
Yeah,
Then
it's
when
crazy.
they come home, they turn on the TV, and that's another parent in a way. That's another teacher. Your TV is a teacher, you
If
know.
you look at a lot of the kids shows, you don't see none of these kids doing homework. You don't see none of these kids reading. These kids are coming home from school, dropping their backpacks, going straight to their friend's house, going to the mall, um, going to play a sport, coming in on their cell phone,
Oh, I didn't teach that
arguing about
before.
outfits, and I'm just like, that's not reality. So if my kid spends
Yo,
hours watching that, and I tell them to go do their homework, they just like, what homework? Like I don't do homework.
yo,
They don't do homework.
yo, that's
It's crazy.
yo, that's hilarious that you said that. That all these TV shows, all these movies, these children's after school,
They don't do
they go
homework.
home, they drop that book bag off, and they go to the mall to meet up with their friends. And we follow that same culture. We that's exactly what we do. We
Like
go home,
who
we
took
drop
you
our
to the mall?
friends.
You're not even going to the park. Who took you to the mall?
Yo, we hanging out right after school.
What kind of money you got where you could go out every day after school to go eat? It's wild.
Yeah,
It's wild.
niggas are going crazy too.
It's- my kids don't even watch TV
So
like
yeah,
that. I took YouTube off of my TV because my 6-year-old was just watching videos that she had no business watching at 6. And now both of them have their iPad, and I'm constantly going through their iPad, checking out the apps that they're using to make sure it's something they need versus nonsense or creating X, Y, Z habit that I don't want to deal with. So I'm always fine toothing.
it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, and they're with me all the time. One of them, she might go to her dad's house, but even when she comes back here, it's a lot of unlearning I got to do with her because at her dad's house, she's the baby. His youngest at his house is 15. So she comes to my house with this sort of like hierarchy attitude that not the rules don't apply to her. And I'm just like, no, girl, you back to reality. You share things here. So I don't know. It's madness. Yes, use a blanket. It's on the chair.
You know who are the only good people in the world?
Ooh.
Those people who live in like um what I would call well I forgot the term for it, but we're talking about people who still dress like Indians, who walk around with a spear in their hand, who still put colors on their faces, who wear like barely any clothes and live like in the wilderness.
People
They
who
don't
stay on
have
like
no
reservations.
technology. Yeah, you know, like
It's
that
because
other
they
side of
have
Africa.
balance. It's because they only take what they need. They survive off of
They're not,
what's needed. Like
and
when the creator gave us animals, he didn't give us animals for us to put them through production and pluck all their feathers for whatever reason for for profit. He said he gave us animals so we can eat some of those animals when we needed it. Now we just overproduce. Now we're just taking fur off of animals for fashion, not for need, not because it's fucking cold outside. No, you're doing it because I want this texture fur to look better than somebody else. So that's why there has to be some sort of balance.
Exactly.
Like y'all getting out of hand. Y'all are basically wasting, and the earth is responding to, okay, let's go ahead and adjust you. I talked about this the other day. Like everything else is evolving except our way of thinking
Except
and the laws that
us. Yes, yes. Man, you just reminded me about that. Yes, everything is evolving except us.
birds can do things that birds didn't do a decade ago. Insects are way smarter, faster, bigger than they were a decade ago because they're adapting to what we're doing. If I have,
Technology every year is getting crazy,
oh yeah, oh yeah.
and we still the same. We actually getting worse. We were actually wiser before.
Listen, because technology makes you dumb. Technology makes you complacent and trusting of another man's idea. The same man that's trying to play God, you're trusting of his idea. Like everybody loves these Tesla vehicles, but you would never see me sitting in a passenger seat while a car is driving itself. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Exactly.
Listen, just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Exactly. Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
I'm
And
not
that's what
doing
I'm always
it.
telling people. And that's the way this world is set up. Why did you do that, bro? Because I can. Nah, bro. That's not the way it is.
Listen,
Oh,
I'm very balanced.
why did you hit off this guy's girlfriend, yo? Oh, because she let me. Yeah, but just because she let you don't mean that you should have. That's your man. That's your boy.
I'm very balanced. I
So
check,
you know,
I check myself every day. Every day I be having opportunities to do something left, and I go ahead and do it right. And when I
that's
when I
tough.
when I get rewarded later on with anything that could have went left, it's like I'm instantly reminded like this was for that. But not everybody thinks like that.
No, no, definitely not. So I one day want to spend a few months with some people in the jungle or some stuff, some type
Hmm.
of lifestyle like that. Like, cause you don't even hear about the tribal wars with these people no more. Cause there's a lot of people that live this life where
Hmm.
they're really living that life like we were living 1,000 years ago,
Yeah.
and they don't live amongst in the capital world. And a lot of people don't know that you are able to live that way if you want to. There's like you can go away somewhere and live like that, and you won't be bothered. Depending what kind of land you're on, but but yeah, one day I want to experience what it is to live with these people in Africa. But I'm sure that there's bad people there too. Don't get me wrong,
There's,
because there's
there's a
balance. There's a
hierarchy in
little bit in
everything.
everything,
There's a hierarchy in
in
everything.
everything.
But
But
the
there's
thing,
levels to it.
right. And the thing with human beings is what is your purpose in overtaking another individual? Is it for balance? Is it for justice? Or is it for greed? Today it's about greed.
All day.
Like there's differences with that. And people don't never want to talk about it. And there's an island till this day where people cannot get on that island by boat. People cannot get on that island by plane because as soon as you come within a certain amount of feet, these people have Boeing arrows shooting at you.
Really?
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the island, but somebody had
Oh
like
man.
commented on it a few weeks ago on Twitter, and it was like this island um, has never been basically visited or touched because the people of this island they basically have combat war with you as soon as you come within a certain distance. We should go ahead and go in there, and it's kind of like why? Like I feel like people of today have a real issue with people wanting to be within their own space and their own seclusion. Like they have to invade it.
Mm-hmm.
That is why pilgrims and people came to North America and took over people and killed people who taught them that the ways that they were carrying themselves weren't the
Was
best
not the way.
for their health. Let me teach you
Mm-hmm.
how to take care of yourself. And in turn, you killed them. You raped their people. Villages,
That's heavy.
huge populations of people that don't even exist anymore because men wanted to have power, wanted to have the only say on a piece of land that didn't even understand how to produce crops on. And then
Mm.
later on, centuries later, we tell people that this holiday is called Thanksgiving, where people came together and we ate. It's sick.
That is sick.
It's sick. You didn't even know how to wash your butt. And we fed you after we helped you wash your butt. It's wild.
So like, so the best way to get back to ourselves is separation from the capital world. It's like we said, isolation. So not not only do you have to isolate yourself, but as people, as a collective people, we must all isolate ourselves and not participate in the capitalist system. And even the corona showed that if we don't participate in the system, this shit crashes. Like we have the power, but that's a topic for another time. And but yeah, Chantel, about that island, you gotta have to you're gonna have to do a show on that one day and bring that out for us
Yeah,
because that's the first time I heard about that one.
I'm gonna look it up and see it. It's wild. But I love
Yeah,
the
that
fact
sounds.
that there's something that exists today like that, where they want
Yeah,
no
that's
parts.
that's
They want no parts of this way of living where they want you completely out.
that's what I'm saying. That's what we need to know about. And they
Mhm.
want to take them out because they don't want others to learn from them. Like, oh, we also need to do that too. That's really why they want to take them out.
That's
Because
why
if you
every
don't take out a
every huge
conqueror,
group or movement
he
been
will
taken out.
multiply.
Yeah,
He will multiply. Yeah. So if you see how you just mentioned that, and you're like, oh, I like that. There's people that are like that.
hmm
You know that mentality that you just gave right there, that will grow and that will start multiplying.
yeah. But that's why they
And then
infiltrate everything that's on a different
good.
way of thinking. That's why the government is so against Bitcoin.
You think so? I
If
think
if, if,
Bitcoin is
if,
actually
if Bitcoin got to the level of being the new form of trade and income, it would be a worse downfall than anything
yes.
because people now can dictate how much this particular money is worth or what you say is worth. It's not a government, and the government cannot figure out a way to control Bitcoin, so that's why it's frowned upon. Just like marijuana, marijuana is frowned upon because the government hasn't figured out a way con- collectively to control that.
Hmm.
They figured it out for cigarettes. You don't need me to sleep with you, Arya.
I can't sleep
You're lying.
So things that are deemed bad, you got to look into it and start to studying because they might be good. Marijuana was looked at as bad for a long time, but alcohol was looked at as good.
Hmm.
So you just got to study these things and then understand that maybe both of them are good and bad, but
Everything is good and
and
everything is
bad.
bad in certain
Yes,
levels. You can't love me to
and
death
depending on the
or else
time.
you'll love me to death.
No, I never heard that one before.
Water is good for
That's a
you,
good
but if
one.
you drink too much water, you'll drown your insides. Everything needs to be
Yes.
capped at a certain level. That's why alcohol should be legal all the way around. Cigarettes, go ahead and let it be legal. Marijuana, go ahead and let it be legal. Cocaine, been out here, it's still out here. The same judges is giving people years in prison, has their children at the house getting it Ubered to their house. Like, make all of that legal because the outcome is going to be people are either going to kill themselves because they can't discipline themselves while using it, or they're going to find a balanced way of using it. Because we have doctors using it, we have lawmakers using it. The postal lady, the white postal lady, was selling cocaine from her postal truck on routes for 2 years. No, I forgot how long she was doing it, and they only gave her 2 years in prison.
Mm.
If that was a black person, they would have put them under the jail. That's a federal job. You're selling
100 years.
cocaine. You're selling cocaine as a postal worker. Talk about my work coming in, nigga. Your work is coming in every week at 2 o'clock when she hit the mailbox. Like, what are you saying?
Yo,
You know how many complaints you have to be fired as a postal worker? They are the
wow.
worst people
People.
in public of attitudes next to the DMV that never get fired no matter what you say they did.
Yo, they never get fired. They old as hell in there still.
Listen, the postal worker by my old house, she was on her cell phone behind the screen, the
On.
window the whole time, never got off the cell phone while I'm trying to ship a package. You asking for stamps? We ain't got no stamps. Do you have a pen? We don't have a pen. Do y'all have tape? We ain't got tape. Why are y'all open? Y'all are not ready for the public. Why are you open?
Yo, that's funny.
It's wild. It's
Yo,
wild.
I know what you're talking about, man. I've been through it.
That's why, like, I have like random thoughts that come to me, and I'm just like, you know what? I wouldn't mind having a week living in white skin as a white woman just to see
To
what
see
that,
what it's like.
just to see what that life is like. And people be like, no, I would never want to be white. I always want to be black. But no, it's a different thinking when you just out here unfuckwittable and ain't nobody gonna question you. Nobody's
Oh,
gonna
you
put you
already
in your
know.
place.
Shit, I would say black women got that power right now, though. Low
We
key.
do, we do, and we don't because there's always a white man or
Yeah,
a authority figure that wants to put a
yeah,
black woman in her place.
yeah.
Because it's still that whole mentality of if we let one of them do it, then they gonna have all the other slaves thinking we free game.
In the way you're
I'm
coming,
not, but the idea that we all have to let go and stop, that's not gonna happen. Because even during this quarantine, you still have people sacrificing their children to go to daycare so they can go to their job. That's the reality. What's
yeah,
important to you is not going to be important to the next person. You have people right now that's doing their part and stop participating in this system. And as long as you have somebody to your right that's participating and to your left, what you're doing doesn't matter. Just like people that says, instead of
The,
you go to the grocery store and you use a plastic bag, you should bring your own bag. Okay, I'll bring my own bag. Are they gonna stop making plastic bags? No. Are people gonna stop throwing their trash out on the street and into the oceans? No. It has to be a collective. If it's not a collective, you don't put a dent in anything.
like you said, that there's gonna be one people on this side that wants to free themselves from the system, and then there's gonna be another people on that side who are gonna want to be still part of it. And but I tell you that all has to do with who's leading the other exodus system. For example, if the leaders of the other system that are separating themselves from the system are strong, recognizable leaders, names that are recognizable, because again, our people are followers.
Right?
Our people, our people are followers. When I walk in the street and I don't walk and I walk with no mask on, some people dead ass look at me, they look down, and then they take off their mask, and that tells me, yo, our people need leaders,
Our people
and they're
need
able
leaders,
and
but
they're
that's
willing to
not
follow.
leaders aren't the way of the world
Hold
anymore.
on, yeah, but hold on, sis, hold on. Our people need leaders. If 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 a nigga like me that likes to wear two gold chains and this and that starts to talk about Bible stuff to people, little niggas want to follow that stuff now. It all depends who the leader of the Exodus is.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a certain group movement of people that wants to separate themselves from capitalism and wants to live, don't want to live in the bad world no more, want to be good people, want to leave, and then the leaders seem like very stand up guys, that will shift things, and it's possible for it to happen, and that's why leaders are taken out, because it depends on the leader. It's possible, sis, but people got to be willing to not want to have material things no more.
I
But like you
agree.
said, it's hard.
I agree with you. Everything is possible. But somebody's always believing more than the next person. I have light in my living room because somebody went against the grain. Everything is possible. The only thing that's impossible is it's only impossible because somebody hasn't thought about it yet.
Well, I'll tell you that the only way to remove them from power is that what I've just told you. There would never be a hurricane that's going to come and sweep these people out of power. No man is ever going to do that. That's all Bible's taught. That's all Jesus Christ taught.
But that's what I'm saying. No man is going to um, bring
Because
about
he can't.
balance.
Because he can't. Because one man can't do it by himself. You need a collective unit.
Right.
And when you do have a collective unit, you're still not going to be able to do it. The only way you're going to be able to do it is by not fighting at all. But by not fighting, I mean also not working, not going to school, not doing nothing.
That's a lot of disciplined people today don't have.
And if in reality, before the white man came to the America, if you read the records, that's exactly what everybody was doing. Nothing. Everybody was just chilling. And when you look at the records, that's what Christopher Columbus said. Oh, look at these people. They don't do nothing. They just hang out. We got to put them to work. And that's what's going on. We're working. We're being slaves, but it's now being disguised as something else. And now, when it leads back to the conversation of good and bad, if you don't work right now, you a bad person.
Oh yeah.
If you're not a slave, you a bad person right now. So you see, everything is flipped upside down. Like everything you believe in is considered good. I mean, everything you believe in is, yeah, it's considered good, but it's really not good.
Mm. Gotta be willing to go against that grain, regardless of who says it.
And by going against the grain is by doing nothing at all. If you're told to come at 9 to work, you don't come at all. And if it won't work if I do it by myself.
Yeah.
It won't work if I do it by myself. You know what I mean? All that will happen is that, oh, he's a bum. Look at him. He don't work. But if we all do it at the same time, that will cause a huge impact.
Yeah.
And that right there brings about the term no participation is reparations.
Mm.
So if we want to be good people again, we just gotta leave this world. And by I mean world, I don't mean this planet. Just the world that we know, and stop being worldly people.
Mm.
But are there good people in the world? Yes. And are there good bad people in the world? Yes, but it's because they're manipulated into being bad people from birth.
I mean, I don't know.
You don't think
If,
so?
no, I think that's correct. I just feel like if someone was to ask me if you're going to see, do you think you're going to see a difference in your lifetime? No.
Nah,
Do
I
I
don't think
hope?
so.
Do I hope that my children get to live a life where they see it a difference being started or halfway there? Yes, but
It's only, it's only gonna get worse.
yeah, I, like I said, like it's gonna be in a couple more hashtags before 2020 is over.
Oh man, yeah, it's about to go out with a bang now for real with the
A
elections
couple
coming
more,
up.
a couple more. That man basically called the dogs in that debate yesterday.
I didn't even watch the debate.
I didn't watch it either, but the bits that I've seen, I'm just like, oh, he's just out here, out here. Listen,
It
man,
don't even matter because the next president is gonna be a woman anyways.
listen. U.S. needs 8 years of no presidency.
Oh wait, I heard about. I've been hearing that theory too. Or maybe a few years. I don't know. Maybe one
I would
year.
have liked a decade, but maybe a decade's pushing it.
I think it's maybe 1 year. You know what's gonna happen? I see some weird stuff happening right now. You know that the best thing to do is to not vote, right? That's like the best thing. No participation. That's the secret. But you see, these devils, they're slick. They know how to use our power against us. Right now, they want to bring a woman to be the president, but they don't know how they're gonna do this because right now it's Biden and Trump. So right now they're creating this spirit where if you notice online, people are fighting for no voting for any of them, for neither of them too.
Mm.
And now a lot of people are talking about that more than ever before. No, let's not vote and try to get a third party and try to vote for a third party. What's going to happen? This was going to happen. They both picked a vice president, a woman vice president. What happens is that if a president dies or nobody gets chosen, the vice president is automatically the president. And this is what's going to happen. If one of the presidents don't get elected, which I think it will, but either way, it's going to happen. A woman's going to take office. If one of the presidents don't get elected, they're going to pick one of the vice presidents, and the vice president is one of the is a lady. Both of them are ladies, and then that's how they're going to bring her. And that's the original plan. That's what the plan that they want. So you see, they use our energy and our power against us, not voting. Oh yeah, let's not vote. All right, we're gonna grant y'all wishes. We're not gonna give y'all these two presidents. We're gonna give you the vice president. This lady, yeah, all right, yeah, huh? And then that's when I mean, that's my theory. You know, it's not a fact. That's just my theory.
I just feel like everything is already written. The
Yeah,
the illusion that we have a place within the choice is cute.
yeah. But the illusion of having a choice forces us to fight and stuff, and that's why they love doing that.
Mm. I don't know. We need a bridge.
I think your mic got low for a second.
Can you hear me?
Hold on, maybe it's me. I like that MF Doom picture you got in the background.
Yeah, I painted it when I was pregnant with my last midget.
I used to be heavy on MF Doom back like in 2006, 2007.
Yeah, one of my favorites. I've always gotten offers on people to buy it. I'm just like, I'm
Wait,
not.
so you draw?
Yeah.
Oh, oh, you see how the you see how life works. You see how life works, man.
Yeah.
Just before I got on the phone call with you, I was like, yo, I need an artist. Now I'm an artist myself, but I stopped drawing at an early age because I started to play basketball and stuff.
Mhm.
So I can draw a little whatever thing, but I like my stuff to be a little bit more professional. You see what I'm saying? So I'm gonna holla at you. Sis. I'm a designer. I'm a fashion. I'm into fashion right now.
Listen, don't let me put my degree from in front of me. I have a
You
degree
got a degree?
in fashion design and marketing. Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
Let's get it.
That's my, I mean, I love designing too, but I just got to a point where I got tired of drawing and constructing and not having the physical tangible in my hand.
Man, if I'm you, man, right now the designing is tough. It just depends what department you're in. Right now, fashion designing is in right now.
Oh yeah, it's always been in, but this is what I hate about it is the design doesn't get the respect it deserves.
Right.
It's the label, it's the name, it's
The logo.
your logo. How many things can you put it on? Did you design the thing that you put it on? No, but my logo's on it. And that's what turned me off when I was in college is seeing all of these people just create a logo, grab a t-shirt and put it on it and call themselves fashion designers. I'm just like, but you're not though.
Yeah, yeah. And
And I
I
just
feel guilty. I feel guilty calling myself a designer here and there because
mhm,
I'm not fully. I draw my own things, but I also like to because I know I like to a lot of people like to call me cocky and stuff, but I know what my strengths and weaknesses are.
mhm,
And I believe in unity, and I believe in collectiveness and allowing a team to happen, and everybody um, express what their strong suits. So
yeah,
see, I like to draw. Right now, right before getting the call with you, I was drawing one of my logos,
mhm,
but but I know that I'm not an I don't got the years under my belt. Like let's say you do. I
mhm,
know that if I pass this thing on to Chantel, she might make it a little bit more crispier than I would do.
mhm.
So I do that. If I'll draw my
But
own thing,
that's
then
what
I
it
give it
is
to you.
though. For instance, myself,
Exactly.
I hate, I hate sewing. My mo-
Why?
my mother's a seamstress. She does upholstery. She makes hats. She she does so many things. She illustrates, she paints. Um all of my brothers have some sort of art talent within them, but I'm the only one that actually pursued it in like education.
Hmm.
I
I,
love designing clothes, shoes. I love architecture.
I'm gonna fuck with you, yo. We're
Um
gonna do business.
I love photography. I wish I minored it in college and I didn't. I just like anything that includes some sort of vision. So
Yo.
you don't have to necessarily be every aspect of the design in order to call yourself a designer.
Hmm.
But I feel like someone just getting a label having rights to a name and slapping it on product that was already designed as that product is not a designer. Now, if you had a vision in uh, manipulating that T-shirt into a different way of wearing a T-shirt, we could talk. If you went ahead and you told them where to go ahead and put the flaps on this shoe and what texture and gum bottom you want on the toe cap and shit, we could talk. But until designing is respected in that sense, I don't want to be a part of that unless I have the space and the ability to see my design from paper all the way through to a shoebox.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I stopped drawing footwear, because that has been in my whole plan since eighth grade was to finish high school, go to college, work for designers, which I did in New York for about 6 years. What I noticed in New York was it wasn't your talent that got you indoors. It wasn't your effort that got you indoors. It was who you knew. Um, is your family from money, and whose ass you was gonna kiss. And I'm not doing none of those. So I dipped because I saw a vision of my future being chasing this dream of being quote unquote a designer that I wanted to become, while wasting away my time being around phony people and then trying to chase my lifestyle. And when I say my lifestyle, I'm speaking of me actually being able to cultivate real relationships, real friendships, and a family of my own. And I didn't want to be one of my friends that's in their mid 30s, 40s without kids. I didn't want to be one of my friends that have buku amounts of education and they have nothing to show for it but amounts of education and debt, and no job wants to hire them to equate or balance out the schooling that they have, the education that they have, the know-how that they have. I didn't want to get trapped up into picking my career over what my life could possibly be. So that's why I left New York. But to me, designers don't really get on until about their mid 30s, 40s,
Why?
because the whole concept of fashion, it moves so fast and it gets very washed to the point where you basically have to slave yourself under a designer for years in order to gain the respect or the doors to open for you long enough to make a dent in it.
Yeah,
Or you could
I
always
figured
be
that.
you could always be in Atlanta with hella boutiques in Miami, creating stripper spandex and call yourself a designer and make your thousands that way. A lot of people do that. A lot of people go, to China, get the standard manufactured heels, put a label on it, create your LLC, and call yourself a designer. You could do that, but that's just not the route that I want to
It's
take.
not. Yeah, it's not the real designer.
Yeah, that's not what I want to
It
do.
yeah, it takes a lot. Like I'll tell you what my strongs and weakness. I already told you what my weaknesses are. My strong is I have like this incredible um maybe I was gifted this way. I know how to put logos together, like creative logos that catches people's attention, and you will see very soon because I'm about to drop a brand soon, and I have many brands
Hmm.
to the point where people find it crazy when I explain to them these logos. And I'm thinking about opening up a business soon where I help people pimp out their logo. Like you know how you hire people to fix your logo. I'm not gonna fix your logo. Well, I'm gonna fix it, but I'm gonna pimp it out. I'm gonna add meaning and well, how do you call it? An or how do you say that word? AURA aura
Aura.
to it.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Some type of
that.
aesthetic. But there's people that pay
Yeah.
thousands for that. Like my logo for my website, Who is Shan? I came up with
Hmm.
the idea. I drew it out. I told my web designer that he did logos and web design for companies. Now he just changed his stuff where he's like strictly political. He's in the politics now. And he basically what you said, he cleaned up my logo to look very professional where it's my fingerprint, my thumbprint. It's a magnifying glass. It says who is Shan in the magnifying glass. But all the little parts that's supposed to be my thumbprint is
Yeah, I
parts
peeped
of
that out.
me. It's parts of me. But he cleaned it up and he made it tangible. So now I know because I made it so me that there's nobody that's gonna be like when I send it in for trademarking, she got my logo. That's my stuff.
Mm.
And I made him do it in black and white so I can change the colors
Change
if I want
colors.
to. But
Yeah,
there's certain people that are just talented like that. And he created my website. I think he did both for like 500 in
that's
2012.
what's up.
And I've
Yeah,
had it since.
yeah. 500 is the ideal price. And my other strong suit is that I know how to put like I wouldn't say colors together, but I just know how to put clothes together. Like,
Hmm.
oh, this looks right. Like this collar looks better on this shirt instead of this shirt, or this wrist buckle looks better. That type of stuff. Now designing like doing designs on shirts and stuff.
Hmm.
That's my weak suit,
So
and that's
you're
what
good with color theory and
and logos. And then
logos.
yeah, and then I usually hire people to take care of the designing part for me.
Mm.
Yeah.
My
So
my my weakness is I do everything in moods.
in what
Moods.
moods? Okay. What do you mean by
You
that?
could like a person can never call me up and be like, um, draw me a MF Doom on a pink background. I don't want to. I
What,
don't want to. Can you do it?
what,
Yeah, I can do it. I don't want to.
okay, okay. I see what you're
You know what
saying.
I'm
I see
saying?
what you're
And
saying.
it's kind of
Yeah.
like people always told me, "Man, you draw so good. It, the shit looks just like the picture. The shit looks just like the photo. You could get a job doing this, this, this." I'm just like, no, I can't, because I know my
Because it's not.
attitude. I know my
Yeah.
attitude. I only do shit because I want to. I
I
only
was going to say that. I'm like, yo, but you can get mad money doing this, and why you not doing that? It's because you
I
don't
only
want to. Shit.
create because I feel like when I go to create something, like when I did this, I already envisioned it done, which made the process of doing it easy. Because in my mind it was already done. In my mind I already saw what it was going to look like when it was finished.
Hey, and I respect that because now I know that you're gonna be honest. Like if I bring something to you and you're gonna tell me straight up, hey, nah, I'm not gonna do it. I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Now I know you're not. So you know a lot. The other day I had a problem with some cat because I told him to do something and come to find out he really didn't want to do it because when he did it, it was some sloppy ass job.
And people lie, and that's when the product comes out shitty.
Yeah,
If you're not feeling something, be honest up front and not do it. It's not, can you draw me a circle? Let me draw you a circle. I could draw you a circle all day. But do you really want me to do this and keep in mind the discipline of knowing if I put a line right here is incorrect? Or do you want me to put a line here that I know is incorrect and keep going because you want this done? Like I don't do nothing and give it nothing that I don't respect or I want to keep myself. Because every
yeah.
time when I look at something I did, I could tell you on this everything I felt when I was at this part, here, here. Like you, that's your shit. Like I don't even have to sign this to say that it's my shit. Those are my strokes. And if you don't feel like that about your work, you shouldn't be doing it. But
Exactly.